Hello at Llwyngarreg garden. Here's a last look around the garden. There's quite a lot of flowers and a lot of autumn colour, and behind me you can see the lovely marine lilies, which make a lovely show this time of the year. These have finished flowering, but they've got their very ghostly white seeds, well, berries on them. So interesting bluey white. And over here there's Acer aconitifolium. It's tremendous autumn colour, it's beautiful. And I love the shape of the leaves. Absolutely gorgeous. We'll walk across the bridge past the Acer which will in turn give some beautiful autumn colour. On the other side of the bridge, you can see some salvias there. Armistead, purple, beautiful one. And we've got a whole row of salvias along here. They will all be dug up and put in a trench fairly dry inside the polytunnel. But they would carry on until we get some real frosts. But we don't like to risk it, they come inside. There's a hydrangea, I think that one's pink diamond. Garden. There's an arbutus flowering. There's the hardiest banana there, that's looked very good this summer. Another salvia called Phyllis Fancy. That's proved very vigorous, as you can see. I just spotted a last red overall flying away. Okay, the sunken garden, we've been able to grow a lot of Mediterranean things that like good drainage. The sort of terraces help because we get a lot of water in Wales that kill, the winter wet kills a lot of things. Tolbagias, lovely things. A few more marine lilies. Kangaroo paw. There's a lovely double gentian there. They come into their own this time of the year. On the other side, there's a beautiful pale gentian, sort of set off by the beech leaves that land among it. Going over here, there's a little, it's an anemone. It looks awfully like a buttercup. I've got to be so careful not to pull it up. And here is a Seemania, still flowering away. That lovely shrub there, Pseudo-Wintura colorata. That looks lovely all year round. And growing underneath it, there's a little blue pea flower whose name I can't tell you. I can't remember what it is. Look at some autumn colour now. This one is Acer October Glory. It usually goes more orangey, that, to be honest. This year it's decided to go butter yellow. In the distance there's a couple of liquid ambers. Beech leaves are starting to come down very quickly now, and they cover the little pool. There's the October Llwyngarreg gang and the liquid ambers. And the deciduous azaleas. They're pretty good for autumn colour. They come quite late. You can see will give us a brilliant show in the spring. They're purple and white, deep purple and white, primly denticulatas, underneath the deciduous azaleas. My favourite is the Nyssa. I'd always recommend that as a small tree in any garden. It gives such fabulous autumn colour. Further down, under the Cedrus deodara, aurea, there's another gorgeous tree which does amazing things with its leaves, but Parotia persicaria, ironwood tree. Let's look at those colours. We're down the slope from the deciduous azaleas. You can see the golden October in the distance, and then we've got later conitum mixed with the Helenium lemon queen, which look really nice together. And moving on, the Parotia's on my left here. There's a white Michaelmas daisy, which next year I must tie it up, linked to self. And just here we've got the lovely hydrangea called Zorro, which is still looking rather good. Been very popular with people this year. I shall be taking more cuttings next year. You see the wonderful black stems, which set off the blue flowers very nicely. Persicaria red dragon taking over, and a confused rhododendron. They do often throw a few flowers this time of the year, but that does mean you get fewer flowers in the springtime. Even the oak trees are doing their bit for the autumn colour. Lots of candelabra primrose on the right there. Oh, I'm afraid the cercidophyllum has dropped virtually all its leaves, but there's still a blast of toffee apples. I wish you could smell it. I can remember the first time we came across this tree, and Dunham Massey. Fantastic smell. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from. They've got a huge cercidophyllum now. There's the low walk. Quite a few conifers here which will continue to look good and give the structure that you need in the winter. And we've got several big Daphne Brugula Jacqueline Postel which will scent the whole garden from January to March. Fabulous. But they look quite ordinary now. Our incense seed has some sort of disease which we hope we've beaten now. This is the Cornus. Is it Porlock or Norman Haddon? I can't remember. It's looked fabulous this year, and it's still looking pretty fabulous with those fruits, which you can eat, but they're not very rewarding. And underneath it is an impatiens. I can't remember which The grass beds are looking good this time of the year. Very rare thing in the middle. You see the red? That is a very rare thing called Imaginatus Llwyngarreg. These courtleys are still flowering. They've got their yellow flowers and red stems. We started off with the white berries. There's a couple down there. And growing up a Pinus radiata is a vine, Vitis cognitia, which I'm not sure it's showing up very well, but it's got very good autumn colour. And then in the tropical bed there's beautiful stripy-leaved cannas, shoe fly, which grows amazingly it's just an annual, but look at it. Once you've got a shoe fly, you've always got it. There's thousands of seeds in those beautiful purple-black capsules. And of course most of this bed is absolutely full of Tetrabanax papyrifera. In time there'll be nothing except Tetrabanax papyrifera. Look at this, what a beast. We've still got some little cannas, little cannas, big cannas. A pink one and then another of these stripy-leaved yellow ones. And for the life of me, I'm now trying to remember what this is called, this pea flower with the interestingly shaped leaves. You might wonder what this is. This is what we call the monkey cage. It's made out of willow, Salix feminalis, and you can actually climb inside it. It's lifted off the ground, but it's mostly alive. Yes, growing like crazy, as you can see. On the other side, this is sort of coming into what we call the Acer area. But the Enchianthus have got pretty nice colours. There's a lovely little shrub here with purple berries. Calicarpa giraldii profusion. And it's looking nice, but the ones we've seen in France just knock this into a cocked hat. Years ago, I bought a pot of seedlings from Western Birch Arboretum, just Acer palmatum, and we made a little grove of them here. They give remarkably dense shade, and there's been a lot of pruning up, which is really important with Acers, because then you can see the lovely effect that all the shapes of their branches make. And over here is a beautiful Acer. We don't know what it is because it was bought as an Orium, which it certainly isn't. Same Acer grove from the other side, and I think it really illustrates how beautiful the shapes are that they make. I'm standing under a Davidia involucrata, which flowered this year at last, and we've got 3 bamboos, green one, an Orium, and the Niagara here. And there's a little row of Cornus sibirica, which have got the lovely red stems. When the leaves fall, they still look good. And we're right down at the bottom left-hand side of the garden now. And just to show you this is a rhododendron which has been moved, and it's really quite a big rhododendron, but you can move rhododendrons if the conditions are moist. They just have a big flat plate, they don't have deep roots, and are really one of the easiest things that you can move if you've put them in the wrong place. Our borrowed landscape is the woods next door to us. So even in winter the rhododendron arboreum's got lovely ginger ingementum, which really enhances it. Plenty of acorns for the jays. This year's been a moist year. The colour on the Hedychium densiflorum. I don't think we've been through the veg garden ever, so we'll walk through the veg garden under the wisteria, past the compost heaps, lots of them. They all get filled up very soon now in the autumn. Raspberries. Got some quite nice climbing roses in the middle of the vegetable garden. Underneath the box hedge there is the poached eggplant, which is flowering again. The bees absolutely love it. It comes in handy as a green manure. Over on the other side of the garden, that's all the Nanthes. Some brassicas. And this was runner beans that was put up very strongly, but you can probably hear the wind. We do get a lot of wind, and it broke the massive bits of bamboo. But this is an unusual runner bean. It's one called Tsar, and you eat the white beans on the inside of the pods. We dry a lot of them and eat them all year. There's the Llwyngarreg again. If that does flower, it'll look fantastic, but I don't think it'll get that far. Okay, there we are. There's our veg garden. Always a work in progress. Thank you for watching.